Hello everybody, I'm Jude and this is Lammy and together we are Little Lamb Tales. Welcome to our story time. Right way up. You remember you can tweet about us on Little Lamb Tales or you can join us on Facebook as well. This week we've got another double Christmas special. 2 lovely stories and let's get started. Now you might notice that Lammy's dressed all in tinsel, so I'm going to tell you a story of why we put tinsel on our trees. Some people think this story is from Finland and some people think it's from Germany. So you can decide which country you would like it to be in today. Here we go. Long, long ago, in the village, there was a house, and in that house they were getting ready for Christmas. It was Christmas Eve, and back then that was the day when everybody brought in the new tree, the Christmas tree, and decorated it in front of the fireplace. So everybody in the family had helped to go and find a tree and bring it inside. And as the evening wore on, the children and all the people in the house would help to decorate the tree with lots of pretty baubles and decorations. Now, in that house, there were also a family of spiders. And they knew what was happening because the same thing happened every year. All the cleaners would come out with their brooms and their brushes, say, "Out! Go on, out of the way, we don't want you spiders in here making mess and dusty cobwebs everywhere. Out of the way, we need to make our house nice and tidy so the little baby Jesus will come and bless the tree and bless our house for Christmas Day." And so the poor old spiders were sent out and they scuttled up to the attic, which was the only place they felt safe. But all the little spiders, just like children who get excited at Christmas, said, "Oh, please, can't we stay and look at the tree? We want to see it when it's all decorated and pretty." And the older spiders said, "No, it won't be safe. If they catch us down there, they might even try to kill us." "Oh, please, just let's have one little look, just one little look, please," said the little spiders, and so it went on. Eventually, the oldest and the wisest spider in the family stepped forward. "I've had an idea. Tonight, when the tree is decorated and the whole house has gone to sleep, we'll creep downstairs and we'll have a quick look at the tree." "Hooray!" said all the little spiders, and even the grown-up spiders liked the idea of that as well. And so the day went on, the tree was decorated, the evening meal was eaten, and everybody went to bed. As soon as the house was quiet, the spiders gathered together and they crept down the stairs. And there, in front of the fireplace, was the beautiful Christmas tree. Oh, it looked gorgeous. And all the little spiders, they couldn't help themselves. They crept forward. And so did the grown-up spiders. And before they knew it, they were climbing up the tree and around the branches to have a look at all the decorations. And of course, as they went, they left their spider webs all over the tree. Just then, there was a really bright light in the corner of the room. And the spiders stopped and looked. And it was the baby Jesus. He'd come to bless the tree and the house for Christmas Day. And he stopped and he looked at the spiders. He said, "God created all creatures on earth. I can't hurt the spiders, but everyone in the house has worked so hard to make the tree look beautiful." "I know." And with that he stepped forward and he touched all the branches. And as he did, they started all the webs to glisten in silver and gold and bronze. And then he blessed the tree, the house and the spiders and left. And since that day, people all over Europe have put tinsel on their trees in bronze and gold and silver to remember the little Christmas spiders. So next time you hang tinsel on your tree, you can remember them too. The end. Did you enjoy that, Lammy? Yeah, Lammy liked that story. We've got one more story now to share with you this week. This is a story from Ukraine, and I've changed it a little bit just so it sounds a bit more Christmassy. It's called The Mitten, and this is how it goes. It was a very, very cold Christmas Eve, and the little boy had gone out into the woods to gather firewood for his granny. And he put his mittens on his hands to keep himself nice and warm, and as he went he picked up all the wood that he could find and put it in a great big bag. But as he was going, he took off his hands because he was starting to get quite hot, and as he put one in his pocket, it fell to the floor, and he hadn't noticed, and off he carried on. Well, some of the animals in the woods had spotted this mitten on the floor. The first person was a little mouse. Oh, that looks nice and cosy in there. It's ever so cold. There'll probably be room for me. And the little mouse crept inside the mitten. Oh, it was cosy. Oh, it was lovely. Not long after that, a rabbit came hopping along. Oh, that looks a nice warm mitten. I wonder if there's room for me. Excuse me, anybody in here? Oh yes, it's me, said the mouse. Could I come and join you, said the rabbit. Well, it'll be a bit of a squeeze, but come on, we'll squeeze in. So the rabbit squeezed into the mitten next to the mouse. Oh, it was cosy. Oh, it was lovely. The next thing, a little frog came hoppity-hoppeting along as well. Oh, that mitten looks ever so warm. It's ever so cold out here. I wonder if there's room for me. And so the frog hoppity-hipped along to the edge of the mitten and he looked in. Any room for me in there? And the rabbit and the mouse said, well, it's getting a bit tight, but we'll squeeze up. So they squeezed up and the little frog hopped inside. Oh, it's cosy in here, isn't it? Oh, it's lovely. The next thing, a fox came along. Don't worry, Lammy, it's okay. A fox came along and poked his little nose into the mitten. Any room for me in there? It looks ever so warm. Well, it's getting a bit crowded now, said the animals, but if you promise to be good, we'll let you in. I'll be good. And so the fox squeezed in as well, and all the animals had to move around, but they managed to fit. Oh, isn't it cosy in here, said the fox. Isn't it lovely? And the animals all settled down, ready for the winter. Well, not long after that, an owl came swooping down. Oh, that looks a nice warm place to rest. Don't suppose any room for me, is there? Said the owl. Oh, now, said the mouse, you've got to be on your best behaviour. No eating us. Oh, no, said the owl. I wouldn't dream of doing that. Just let me come in and share the space. And so the owl squeezed in. Well, by now the mitten was getting very full indeed. Oh, isn't it cosy in here? Isn't it lovely? Said the owl. And the animals all shuffled round to make a little bit more room. Well, you'll never guess what next. A great big bear came along and he looked at the mitten. Oh, that looks nice and warm and cosy. I wonder if there's room for me. And he stuck his nose in and called, any room for a bear in there? Well, there's not much room, said the animals. Oh, go on, please, we can all squeeze up. So the animals squeezed up and Mr. Bear squeezed himself in and the mitten was starting to really stretch and stretch, but he managed to get in. Oh, it is warm in here. How cosy, how lovely. Well, a little tiny cricket came along next and she was old and she was tired and she was ever so cold. And she got to the edge of the mitten and she called inside, any room for me? And they said, oh, you're only little. Come on, I'm sure we can squeeze you in. So the little cricket squeezed in and you know what happened? That was it. The mitten was too full. There was no room for anything else. And the mitten exploded. And there were bits of material all over the ground. And the mouse picked up the little bit of the thumb and stuck it on his head and scurried away. Well, just then the little boy noticed, oh no, I've dropped one of my mittens. And he went back and traced his footsteps through the snow. And as he got closer to where his mitten was, he saw all the bits of material on the floor. And then he saw the little mouse escaping with what looked like the thumb of his mitten on its head. Oh no. So the little boy had to go home without his mittens. And by the time he got home, oh, his hands were cold, but he did have a lot of wood for the fire. And his granny said, don't worry, you never know, it's Christmas Eve. You never know, there might be a gift. And as she sat down for the Christmas evening meal, she took down off the tree a little parcel and gave it to her grandson. And when he opened it up, do you know what was inside? A brand new pair of mittens. And oh, they were cosy. And oh, they were lovely. The end. Well, we hope you enjoyed our 2 stories today for Christmas. Join us next week for the last of our Christmas specials. It's going to be lovely. Thanks very much. Bye.